It is Friday, September 16th. This is Dog Chase Ball. Before we dive into today's episode, remember to like and subscribe so you're getting these updates every Monday, Wednesday, Friday to keep you relevant at the water cooler. Today we are talking legacy. We have had a string of announcements recently of prominent athletes retiring who have been on our TVs, in our minds, and in championships for the last 2+ decades. We have seen absolutely incredible runs, incredible careers, and it's something that absolutely needs acknowledged. Today we're going to focus on 3 players. I'll throw in a 4th out of relevancy. But the first and foremost is going to be a tribute to Albert Pujols. As we've continued to follow his run to 700 home runs, and they are in Cincinnati this weekend, so there's not a small chance. There's a large chance he gets his 700th home run this weekend. Currently sitting at 698. He has had kind of a roller coaster career. It's been pretty wild to watch how absolutely dominant he was his first stint with the Cardinals and how he fell into obscurity in his tenure out in Los Angeles with the Anaheim Angels. It was kind of upsetting to see because as a Cincinnati Reds fan, we saw Albert Pujols many times a year, and he crushed us many times a year. And he's been in the majors since 2001. Think about that. I was 10 years old when he had his first major league at bat. That is absolutely mind-blowing to me that his career has been this long, and nobody even knows how old the guy is. He could be 48 years old. Nobody knows. The guess is 42 or 43, which still is impressive for as well as he's playing this year. Albert, here's to you. It's been fun watching you. Thank you for 22 seasons of baseball. And I hope your retirement treats you as well as you have treated baseball fans. I do need to throw in a tribute to Yadi Molina. I don't want to. He's one of my least favorite players in baseball history, but he has been absolutely dominant. He's no Johnny Bench. He's not the best catcher ever, but he is easily a top 5 catcher ever. You can even argue top 3. He's just been absolutely lights out, and aside from his attitude and his, unpleasant demeanor, you have to respect how good the guy is. And he and Adam Wainwright just set the record for the most games ever played by a pitcher-catcher duo. And that's a record that's never going to happen again. He has been, they've been absolutely dominant together, both of them. Cheers to you, Yadi. Enjoy your basketball team. Hopefully they can give you some entertainment throughout your retirement. On to the big 2. Number 1, Roger Federer just announced his retirement in a series of messages, and it is it's sad. I am a huge tennis fan. We don't dive into tennis talk on here that often, but when a player like Roger Federer retires, you absolutely have to acknowledge it. Roger spent 310 weeks as the number 1 ranked player in the world. 237 of those were in a row. It was a situation where you could sit back and turn on a Roger Federer tennis match and very confidently say, I will bet my house in my career, my life savings, that Roger's going to win this. Because for a 5 or 6 year period, he did. Almost every tournament. It was incredible. He was so fun to watch. He was absolutely dominant, and he is the most humble athlete that I have ever seen. There were interviews after a Grand Slam final where Roger would walk into the interview room. There would be 2 chairs. One would be a little folding chair, and one would be a plush lazy boy recliner or whatever it was. And he would kind of gingerly ask the reporter, do you mind if I sit there? I'm exceptionally sore today after whatever, a 4-hour tennis match. Most people just assume they get that chair. And most people would assume that they deserve that chair. Roger has never once approached any interaction like that. He's an absolutely incredible person. He's incredible to his hometown. He's incredible to charities he works with. And it's going to be a long time before we see somebody with as dominant a streak as he has had throughout his career. 20 Grand Slams, 8 Wimbledons, 6 Australian Opens, 5 US Opens, and he squeaked out a French Open to get the career Grand Slam. Good for you, Roger. Congratulations on an incredible career, and thank you for everything you've done for the game of tennis. Last but not least today, Serena Williams. The female side of tennis, she's been as dominant, if not more dominant, than Roger Federer was in the men's side. She has 23 singles Grand Slam titles and 14 doubles on top of it, all with her sister Venus. What an absolutely incredible duo those two were for their entire careers. She also won 4 Olympic golds. 3 were doubles with Venus. 1 was a singles. And she spent longer than Roger did at number 1 in the world, 319 weeks. She spent almost 5 extra months as number 1 in the world than arguably the best men's player ever. No, Roger had 103 singles titles. Serena had 73. But she was also competing against her sister, many of those. Which, as an American, it is incredible to watch American players, especially when you have 2 that are the top 2 in the world competing against each other. It makes for absolutely incredible tennis and something that you're never going to forget. She's an incredible tennis player. She is a fashion icon. She's a wonderful mother. And now we get to see what she does on the next chapter of her career, because we are not seeing the last of Serena. She's done with competitive tennis, but she will never be done influencing our lives. So thank you, Serena. Thank you, Roger, Yadi, Albert. Thank you for making sports absolutely a blast to watch. Enjoy your retirement.